Let's take a look at Cade Cunningham's preseason scoring with the Pistons. I went back and watched all 49 field goal attempts from the 4 preseason games, and we're going to start with the three-point shooting. Cade obviously has to get more efficient with this. We know last year he shot low 30s. In the preseason, it was low 20s. I think one of the biggest things I want to see Cade Cunningham do is knock down these catch and shoot opportunities. Yes, he's going to play on the ball a lot, but he has to play off the ball as well. We saw oftentimes last year he'd be the recipient of a drive and kick, a one more pass, and wasn't able to finish that. We saw some more of that in the preseason. The history of his three-point shooting going back to college, the free throw percentage, the form, it all looks good. I have a hard time believing it's not going to improve, but it definitely needs to be proven here early in his sophomore season. Again, here, just some weak side action. This is an action the Pistons run a lot. He does have to be able to come off some of these screens. I'm intrigued to see this a little bit. I actually think this is a way of getting Cade easier shots than him having to do it with the ball in his hands all the time, which he showed in the preseason as well. Walks into this transition three, knocks it down, has to be able to do that, more importantly, off ball screens when defenders go underneath, which leads into the mid-range where I think he's going to be completely fine. We saw him get it going last season. He misses this one, but he got it going in this Grizzlies game. Just wanted to show that he was getting to his spots on those elbows, just like we saw last season. Here he's going to go to a crossover, left-right pull-up, knocks that down with the foul over Dillon Brooks. In the first one against the New York Knicks, we're going to see a little step back over the smaller Jalen Brunson. The mid-range looked fine. It's going to be fine. Here's another rep with some screening action. So he sets the back screen, going to come off the Marvin Bagley, the third screen to the baseline. This is interesting stuff for me with Cade Cunningham. Can they get him some easy looks just working off the ball, coming off those screens? And then also some of this mid-post stuff. We only really saw it in this New York Knicks game, and then they didn't go back to it. Here he gives the face-up little shimmy, goes over his right shoulder with the left hand. We'll talk more about the left hand in a second. Doesn't make that one, but you can just see the potential with the added strength, the added weight. I think it'll help him in the mid-post, and then I also think it's going to help him getting downhill. So we see a screen into a handoff into another screen, plays downhill, straight line drive, gets to the rim and finish. Obviously, this was a little bit less because his shot diet was a little bit more at the three-point line. Didn't take as many shots in general. I do think we'll see that change as we get into regular season games, but wanted to highlight when he did get aggressive, he was getting to the rim, takes the lower body contact there and finishes. Here against Dyson Daniels, goes screen, goes behind the back, takes the contact and finishes over the contest. So you can just see Cade was making these shots. He was doing all the things we saw last season. He just wasn't taking as many of them inside the three-point line, and then did struggle making shots outside of the three-point line. Here, one final one, gets a mismatch, gets into the lane, gets to the rim with a little sneaky up and under, and I like his left hand finishing. I think it's going to be there. You see he's frustrated. He missed a few of those in the preseason. I don't think that's all of a sudden just going to go away, and he's not able to finish with both hands. There's nothing to worry about with Cade Cunningham unless we see this through 20 games to start the regular season, but I have a feeling we're going to see a much more aggressive and a much more efficient Cade Cunningham starting on Wednesday night versus the Orlando Magic.